Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sandy Vasher, and this is the first Sandy Sunshine Sprints. If you have been to the WordStitch channel before, you know that this is a channel that I co-host with my writing partner, Alice Balkin. We are both fiction writers, and I'm also a nonfiction writer. And we regularly host word sprints. So that's what I'm here for this morning. I'm flying solo this morning, which is weird because I normally would have Chloe with me. And there are all kinds of things that she is capable of doing that I am not able to manage right now, such as having a background on my screen. I don't quite understand why that hasn't happened. Oh, wait. There we go. That's why. So there are many things that I would normally be doing with her, such as chatting about writing. But Chloe is at work right now, probably, and is probably for the foreseeable future going to be making a beautiful cake art at this time in the morning. And in the meanwhile, I, over the last year, have had a lot of changes. I have a baby. He's 10 months old. That's meant so many things in terms of my life and what time I have. I went through infertility for many, 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 many years. So I really hate it when people say things like a baby changes everything, as if we don't know this kind of thing. Ooh, that's a fun screen. No, up. Where'd I go? There we go. But I will tell you that it is certainly true that a baby really can mess up your lifestyle or cause you to have to reevaluate your time. So it is 6:15. He's still asleep. He'll be asleep until about 7:30, and that is the only time today that I probably will have where I can legitimately focus on my writing. So that is what I am here to do today, is focus on my writing. My goal is to write 1,500 words. If you have seen our sprints recently, you probably know that it's been a while since I've met a writing goal during a word sprint session. So I really just haven't had the focus to do it. And that changes today because, again, baby is sleeping. Even the dog is sleeping right now, you guys. So it's possible that I will manage to go without disastrous barking or crying. Good morning, Elizabeth Craig. Thank you for joining us. Joining us. I don't know. I'm so used to having Chloe with me that this is very strange. So since I'm flying normal or solo, normal, abnormal, I felt like I should kind of think about what theme I would talk about in writing. And I'm going to get my first sprint started, by the way, at 6:20. So I am running 15 minutes behind. There's a schedule in the little like YouTube or Twitch thing below. What we are doing is 15 minutes after that, but I am going to follow the schedule because I actually need to get stuff done today, and I bet you do too. So I've been thinking about, like, why would you join a sprint or a word sprint session with somebody else, and what kind of words would you want to hear? So what do I want to hear when I join somebody else's sprint? What's helpful? And I think for at least this first sprint, which is going to be a 10-minute sprint, what I kind of need to think about is sort of like moving from getting here to like being here. So, the morning's been hectic already, right? I slept longer than I wanted to. I forgot my teacup downstairs. I wasn't actually sure I would make it, but okay, but here I am, right? And so are you, if you are watching, for whatever time it is. So now it's our job to go from all the sort of crazy that's been going on behind us to actually writing. And we can do it. You can do it too. So what do you want to be thinking about during your sprint, or what might be motivating for that? And I think that it's good when you go into a warm-up sprint to do like a little bit of grounding. So to think about like, where are you going to start before you actually start the sprint? Like, are you writing a scene? Are you ending a scene? Are you doing something that you started yesterday and still need to be doing right now? So like maybe you're finishing something from last night. I kind of like in the morning doing something fresh, but I think I'm going to be finishing something from yesterday. And yeah, it takes time to transition into a manuscript. Exactly, Elizabeth. It's not just a like snap and you're there. Um, so like you want to think about where you are. And I've also been kind of thinking about, so what's helpful for me when I even think about that for my characters. And something that is a weakness of mine is the sort of sensory aspect of writing. So I'm real good with like dialogue. I'm decent with action, but those are easier in some ways for me than giving the reader a sense of sort of like exactly where I am. And so if you need a prompt this morning, then you might think about how can you get your reader from sort of like getting there to being there. And I think one thing that you can think about is what is it that they're, seeing, tasting, feeling, touching. So you could really get into those senses and use that to not overkill your descriptions, right? But maybe give your reader a little bit of a hint of where you are. All right, it is 6:20, so I'm going to start that clock right now. Good luck, and I will see you in 10 minutes. Okay. All right, so you can take a second to look at your word count there. I am at 138 words. So let's see, what did I calculate? What was my target? What we have coming up is a 30-minute 1K. So since we are in a time of focus and our big goal here is to get words written, I thought I could do a 10-minute warm up and then a 30-minute 1,000 word sprint with the goal of making this, a 1,500 word session total. So I believe I had hoped for more like 250 words for that first 10 minutes, and I'm only at 138. But you know what? I'm going to say that's more productive than I've been in a while. And Elizabeth, looks like you got 368 words. That's great. So Elizabeth, you write fast. I'm always jealous of people who can write that quickly. I can do quickly under certain circumstances, but I try to forgive myself if it's not going that quickly. Speaking of which, I was thinking, hi, Courtney, thanks for joining us. I was thinking that if you're a writer, you can come here from many different angles, right? So you could be here writing fiction, you could be here editing. You could also be here doing something like journaling. And I encourage you, if you're here just for like some morning meditation journaling, come on in, because we've got about 60 minutes or so of actual writing to get through. And that's a lot of time to kind of like center your day. Prismio, I have a follower. I'm excited about that. Thank you. Oh, you guys, I'm on Twitch today. This is my first Twitch stream too. I've never done this before. Also inspired by Chloe. So Chloe, I really miss you right now. And I would like so much rather be doing this with people. So for those of you who joined me, thank you so much. You're filling a deep hole in my heart that has been left by my writing partner, who is, doing other productive things. This is what I envision as the time for coffee. So, I have this like beautiful little electric coffee pot right now. This is Kosori. I got it on Amazon because that's where everything in my house has come from for the last 2 years. And I am making myself some tea. This is high caffeinated tea. And Elizabeth Craig. So Twitch, what's my handle? I believe it's Vasher the writer. I will put that down there on the bottom of the screen. I think I remembered to put in like my Facebook links. I think Chloe has updated her Twitch stuff in the footer, but I haven't quite gotten there yet. And Prismio asked, where was I streaming before? YouTube is usually where we were streaming. WordStitch always streams to YouTube. When Chloe or I do like solo stuff, we sometimes stream to like our individual channels too. So if you see her at Rise and Write, then she's probably streaming to the WordStitch YouTube channel and also to her Twitch channel and possibly also to her YouTube Chloe Alice Balkin channel. I considered the possibility of streaming to my own channel, and then I was 15 minutes late for my own show. So, that kind of went by the wayside. Thank you, Elizabeth. This is me. It's a whole thing. I have a Twitch now. So that's yay. Also, my schedule is fast this morning, so I'm only allowing about 5 minutes between breaks, and we had our warm up. We're only like a minute away from our next sprint, so I'm gonna set that timer up. I hope that you got lots and lots of words written, and if you are thinking about like what to go for next, so I said that like a great come on, Google. I mentioned that kind of for me, getting to my manuscript can sometimes be about moving into the sensory details. at least, and the timer, Prismio, is for our word sprint. So what we're about to do is a word sprint, meaning that for 30 minutes, I will be writing and you will be doing whatever creative pursuit makes you happy. Ideally writing, but whatever is fine. And at least for me, when I get to like a 30-minute 1K, meaning I'm attempting to write 1,000 words in 30 minutes, I need something beyond sensory because sensory stuff slows me down. So for a 30-minute 1K, I'm thinking about characters' emotions and thoughts and actions. And I believe I was writing like a little uh, like an angsty YA love scene yesterday. So that's kind of like perfect for this. And it is 6:36, and I want to make sure that we are super productive today. So I'm going to get our timer started and we can all get writing, and good luck, everybody. Get some words. Okay, we are back. 30 minutes goes by a lot faster than you think it will at like 6:30 in the morning. So I hope that you guys got some good words in there. I am at nowhere near my 1000K, but 476, so not even quite half. Still, I'm at 614 so far for the day, which is more than I was able to write yesterday. So hopefully you are experiencing something kind of similar to that. And so this is another real quick break, and I'm actually going to set my timer for a quick break because I have an infant who's going to be waking up any minute, and if he isn't already, and I don't have time for more than that. So, oh wow, Elizabeth switched over to her outline and got 1035. Very nice. I love the 30-minute 1Ks. I really like different types of sprints. Like I find that I do best with a variety instead of just like one particular like segment of time. So I can't do just like all 10 minutes or all 30 minutes or whatever. I need the variety. For whatever reason, my brain works better that way. But I feel like in the mornings or when I really, really need to focus, 30 minutes is like a really good amount of time just to get into it and actually get something written. And I am planning one more 15-minute sprint here. So we're going to start that in 4 minutes. And whoa, Courtney, 12:55. Nice work. So hopefully, we will all be able to get a few more words in at 3 minutes from now. So this is a good chance to like get up, stretch, do whatever you need to do to like get back into that. For me, I think the interesting thing so far about writing early in the morning, kind of like on my own, is I have a little bit of I think the word might be desperation to focus. Like I know this is the only time today that I will get peace and quiet. Even during nap time, right? That's not really a guarantee because it's there's just too much that can go on by the time you get to 1 PM, right? So who knows what mess I'll be cleaning up. And I think that has given my writing this morning a little bit of a different feel. Like I feel like I'm here to work, like really work. And I hope that you guys are getting that too. So for the last sprint, the last like 15 minutes, the thing that's hard is I don't know about you guys, but by the time I get done with that 15 minutes, I'm gonna like kind of want to write, like I'll be in that mood. And with a baby, so Elizabeth said that she has 2, but the memory lives on. So I'm sure that you remember you just can't, right? Like he's 10 months right now. We're going to spend the day on learning how to eat some solid foods and try not to kill ourselves climbing the stairs. And I made like the best cardboard box like tunnel thing for him the other day. I am certain this is something that is like only feasible for a writer imagination or like somebody who's like real into fantasy. I had 2 amazing Amazon boxes and I turned them into this like whole little fort thing, which he climbed through immediately. I was so happy about it. And then like he got through once and it was like, meh, okay, I've done this. But I'm hoping that maybe I can incentivize him today to play in the very cool tunnels that I have. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Elizabeth says that that she had a non-napper and she would watch 5 minutes of Elmo's World each day and she'd get about a page. Yeah, see, and this is what I mean. I'm kind of struggling a little bit with not being able to get as much done. And I think that my reality is that I need to get used to only being able to complete maybe 1,000 words a day. But gosh, if I did 1,000 words a day by the end of the year, I'd have a whole lot of words, right? And I think there's some patience then in that, right? Like some writerly patience that I need to acquire in being able to kind of get back into the story whenever I can, because I will have a few moments here or there for the rest of the day. Um, but I'm an indie writer, and so as some of you are also indie writers. You can't just do the writing. I've also got to do things like the editing and the marketing. So I've got like this cupboard of stuff for him, and I'm really hoping that I can get in like maybe 45 minutes where he's like playing the really cool Thomas Duplo set that's in the cupboard, and I am perhaps posting something on Instagram, or maybe like updating a book description. I don't know, whatever I can to make it so that I'm actually getting a little work done during the day. All right, we are just about at that time, so let's put 15 minutes on the clock. This is our last sprint of the morning, so sort of last chance to get something completed for the morning before we go. And let's start now. Okay. That is the end of our 15 minutes. Oh, I guess I never changed that. Ooh, that's a much nicer screen, isn't it? But we don't need that anymore because that was the end of our sprint. So let's see. I am at. I finally hit 1,038. That's not total for that sprint, but still, that was 424. So just about. So definitely for me, this kind of like style lets me speed up as I go along. And now I'm dying to keep writing, and also my little mini is stirring. He's sleeping through the night though right now, you guys, which is why this is even possible. He's sleeping from 7:30 to 7:30, and I am that mom who had to get to like the point of absolute exhaustion before I was willing to like let him cry it out. And then I got there and it was like, oh no, like 3 minutes of crying is completely worth that 12 hours of sleep. So he's got his little 12 hours in and he's about to wake up. But if you are with me, then thank you so much. I really appreciate the company. Elizabeth, I'm really glad that these sprints were good for you too. And I don't think the outline is cheating at all, by the way. You mentioned that earlier. I'm pretty sure outlines are like incredible tools for writers. And I appreciate your thoughts on things changing with working in carpool lines and such. I'm pretty sure that's the transition I am going through right now. So I know it's possible. And I know there are writers out there who kind of say like once they had kids, they just couldn't do it anymore. But I guess I reject that, like this is something I really care about. I don't want to give it up, and I don't want to give up being a good mom either. So I just got to figure out how to make it work. Thank you all for joining me. I'm going to try to be here tomorrow morning at 6 so that I have a little 15-minute slot between when he wakes up and when I end this. But let's just say I'm likely to sort of like be starting this between 6 and 6:15. And since this is literally like the only time I'm probably going to get, I'm going to try to do this pretty regularly. So I've got it scheduled on Twitch Monday through Friday from 6 to 7:15, I think. So at least I think I can pull this off for the rest of the week. All right. And that is the end for today, though. So everybody have an awesome day, and I will see you back tomorrow. Thanks for writing with me. Bye, everyone.